Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the War Train here, and in today's video, I can't wait to show you guys my newest gaming pickups. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you're not already subscribed, think about subscribing. With that said, let's check out these games. So first off, I want to show you guys my newest Amiibos that I picked up. I was at a retro game store, local to me, and I've seen some Amiibos that I haven't either ever seen out in the wild or I haven't seen in a really long time, and they were going for a fair price. So I was like, you know what, I probably won't see these, who knows how long, so I'm gonna pick them up. They had a pretty good selection. I was actually really surprised. So the first one is the 30th anniversary of Mario. I believe this came with the Mario Maker 1 and like a box set or whatever. Unfortunately, I haven't seen this since then. I do have the original Mario colored one. That one is not in the box, unfortunately. But yeah, this is the modern Mario in the box. Freaking awesome. Really glad to have found this guy. This next one, actually these next two are both from Smash Brothers. This one, I don't think I've ever seen this in stores, to be honest, or maybe when it first came out and I just wasn't interested in Amiibos back then. I believe it was one of the real early ones, and that is Luigi. Now my son does have this. I did pick this up for him years ago off of eBay because Luigi's his favorite character. But he opened it, played with it back then, whatever. But I never had any of the Luigi Amiibo, so I was really happy when I seen this in there, and I definitely had to pick this guy up. Really freaking cool. And this next one, I believe I don't know if I've ever seen this one in stores. Maybe when it first came out, like I said, just like Luigi, before I was ever even interested in these things. This one, I know I tried to track it down. I remember years ago I went to a GameStop trying to pick it up because they had one in stock, and unfortunately when I went there it was already gone. Somebody scooped it up before me, and that is Wario. Such a freaking cool looking Amiibo. I've wanted this one for a long time. I do have another Wario one. I believe that one was for Mario Party, but this one just really freaking cool. Glad to finally pick this up. It was cool to see all of these in a retro game store together. They had a bunch more, but these were three that I just didn't own and haven't seen and been looking for a long time. I also picked up one game while I was there, and this one is for the Wii U, and it was sealed. It was $10. There was no way I was walking away from that. Had to pick this guy up, and that is Assassin's Creed 3. So adding another one to my Wii U collection. I haven't got a Wii U game in a little bit. My collection, I believe, it's a little over 100. I want to say somewhere around 105 individual games, because I have a bunch of doubles. So in reality, I probably have about 118 games. But like I said, I have a bunch of doubles of Zelda and a couple other games. But yeah, at one point maybe I'll complete this collection. Really freaking happy to have this, especially sealed for 10 bucks. Definitely could not leave that there. Now I have a small stack of Nintendo Switch games here that I'm gonna go through. But first, I'm gonna show you guys my PlayStation 5 games that I did pick up. This first one, I wanted to get this when this first came out. Unfortunately, I didn't see it anywhere, and just recently I seen a GameStop new copy, meaning it was already open, the seal was broken on it, unfortunately, but it was the only copy I think I've ever seen anywhere. So the game looked cool, I wanted to pick it up, and that is Solstice. Now this is the deluxe edition. Yeah, game kind of reminds me of a Devil May Cry with a darker art style. Just like it kind of has like I don't know, with like rundown castles and stuff in like the trailers. Kind of reminds me of like maybe Demon Souls as far as like the background world art style or something, but definitely way more action based. Like I said, this is more like a Devil May Cry kind of gameplay. Definitely unique. I believe you use like red and blue crystals that you have to they have something to do with like the enemies. There's different color enemies, and you have to change fighting styles and stuff for this red and blue color, something like that. Looks freaking cool. Remember when it came out, I really wanted to play it, so had to pick that guy up. This next one, this is actually, I believe, a remake of a PS2 game. I could be wrong. Somebody could correct me if that's the case. Maybe it was PS3. Whatever, I believe this is like in the Yakuza. You know, this is tied in with that stuff. And that is Ishin Like a Dragon. And this game, you know, action kind of RPG. Like I said, kind of in the Yakuza family, I guess. It's almost like feudal Japan kind of time. I believe there is like guns and stuff. Also swords, so there's different fighting styles. Game does look fun as hell, and it also came with a pretty cool looking steelbook, I guess, for pre-ordering the game. So that was kind of cool. And this next one, I actually seen game reviews for it, and it was getting really good reviews as far as the gameplay. Every review I seen said how fun this game was, and I seen a copy the day it launched in GameStop. They only had one. I was on the fence because these PS5 games that come out new are $70, so I'm a little reserved to buy some of these when they first come out, and I was like hoping maybe to get a price drop later on. But then that copy was gone. The next time I went there, they had none. And then I went to a Target. They only had one copy. And I was starting to see that trend happen. And then I went to a Best Buy, and they only had one copy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick this up now and do myself a favor before this is completely gone. And that is the Koei Tecmo title, Wild Hearts. Now this is basically like a Monster Hunter game with building mechanics, sort of like a Fortnite, but a lot different. Essentially, you can build like little like jumps and stuff that you can jump off and like bounce off of to attack these like massive monsters, or basically like wild pigs that, or like you know, gorillas or stuff like that are basically mixed with like some nature element, stone, fire, things like that, flowers, just different like earth elements or whatever. That's kind of this game's own little spin. But the other spin, and kind of something that evolves this game compared to Monster Hunter, is the building mechanic. And if you like stack you know, these ramps or whatever you build, like a bunch of them, you can actually like make huge bombs and different things to actually attack the enemy. Plus two, in the hunting grounds that you have, you can build like different things, like wires that you can grind or like slide down or whatever to move around the terrain and everything. And all that stuff that you leave actually stays there. It has a multiplayer element where you could go to other people's hunting grounds, and you know, all the buildings and stuff that they put there is also, you know, going to show you maybe different ways how you could build up your hunting grounds. You make campsites and stuff. Definitely unique, especially compared to Monster Hunter. I mean, it still has the same stuff where you hunt monsters, you know, craft gear and weapons and all that good stuff. So, had to pick this up. It looked like a ton of damn fun. And this next one, this game seems to have sold insanely well. And I wasn't able to pick this game up on launch, but the day after, and that is the Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition. Now, this was a really anticipated game for myself, and my daughter could not wait to play this. She kept asking me when it was coming out and everything. I actually forgot to pre-order this, so this deluxe version was the only way to get it a little earlier. It actually released on a Tuesday, and the normal version released on a Friday, which is kind of strange. But I missed the pre-order, so to get this deluxe edition was obviously the one I got it the next day on a Wednesday. I got somebody's pre-order that they didn't pick up or canceled or whatever, and me and my daughter together started playing this, built a character together, and just played straight through the game. I put like 52 hours into this game before I did finish it, basically a week later. I had a really good time with this game. It's just really awesome freaking open world. It was just a lot of fun to play, casting spells, learning them, all a lot of damn fun. You know, game looked great. Like I said, the world was absolutely amazing in this. Story wasn't bad, you know, nothing like insane or anything, but it was pretty good. I think what I liked most was just the world that they built, and just like the towns, Hogwarts itself, the castle. It was just really well done, and I think they kind of, they nailed it, what they were going for, especially like compared to the Harry Potter movies and all that stuff. So yeah, it was a really fun game to play. So now diving into Nintendo Switch, I have a little pile here as well. All right, the first one here, Tales of Symphonia Remastered. Unfortunately, this was based off the PS2 copy that they remastered because it had extra content, but that one also ran at 30 FPS. So now this one runs at 30 FPS, and this game, especially on Switch, seems to have really poor frame rate, going down to like 20 frames, maybe even lower at times. So I may leave this sealed. I do own this game on the GameCube, which does run at 60 FPS. But yeah, I really like the Tales franchise, like RPGs. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. Either leave it sealed or open it. At some point I might crack it and just play through it. I'm hoping at least they maybe patch some of that stuff out and fix this game. Very unfortunate, but had to pick this up. I did have this pre-ordered for a while. And this next one, I've seen tons of good reviews about this game. I'm a fan of this franchise, and my good buddy Steve Craig picked this up right around launch, and he was telling me how good it was. And I know my local GameStop didn't have many copies of this game. I think they had one, and this may be the only one that they had that I winded up picking up. And I believe they were about to gut this copy for the wall right before I grabbed it, and that is the Theater Rhythm Final Bar line for the Final Fantasy games. Basically a rhythm game, but it has RPG mechanics, a little story mode, and has all the songs from pretty much all the Final Fantasy games. Game looked great. Like I said, it has a demo, and it also reviewed really high. And if my buddy Steve says this game's fun, then I had to pick this guy up. So glad to have that. And then I already had this game, but I had to get another copy, and that is Bayonetta 3. Love Bayonetta. I got the whatever it was, the special edition or whatever. The box is gorgeous, and I just could not bring myself to cracking the seal on that big box. So I just decided to buy another copy, even though it hurt to dish out an additional $60. But I know I'm going to play this game, and I will enjoy it. So really happy to pick this guy up. Now this one, I had this ordered in my last pickups video. I grabbed a couple other ones at the same time online, but this one it wasn't able to be shipped. I had to have this sent to a local store and pick it up from my local Best Buy. And this is a limited run game, and it is Dusk. Now this is more of a pixel style game. This game as well, just a lot of people were raving about it a while back. Looks freaking cool. I believe it says here on the back it's 3 episodes filled with 33 levels of action-packed retro FBS gameplay. So you can't really beat that, man. I want to say this is like kind of a Doom clone. Love this stuff. So, again, my buddy Steve Craig, I remember he ordered this off a limited run, and I did not want to miss this because at the time I remember hearing how good this was. So had to get this. Glad that Best Buy had copies of this. And obviously it was limited because they didn't have many. I had to get it shipped and go pick it up. So kind of tells you that, it might be one of those games that the price kind of jumps on as far as a physical copy. Now this next one here also came with a pre-order poster, and that is Kirbys Return to Dreamland Deluxe. A little on the fence of this one. This is a Wii U title that they basically did an HD version, added all this content, some extra content, whatever. Game looks great. It's a Kirby game, very colorful. The only weird thing is something they did with the character models in this version. They put like a black outline around them, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly. If you watch on YouTube or whatever, there's comparison videos against the original, and you know, the characters in that look more like 3D or whatever, and then you see this and it has that black outline. It gives it more of a stylized look. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about it, but it's Kirby and I had to pick this guy up. Awesome artwork as usual. You know, came with this pre-order bonus, this little poster here. These are always so colorful. I mean, Kirby's pink, so you know, it always looks good to see that, you know, in a poster or something. Just love the artwork for that stuff, really. This next one is a big box edition. Well, it's an ultimate edition, but it's essentially a big box, and that's for Death's Door. In this one, you basically kind of an isometric view, and you're, I forget what kind of bird it is, some kind of little bird, raven or something, crow, whatever. Go around, I believe you start with an umbrella. I know this game's on Xbox Games Pass. I have played it. You know, it's got some puzzle elements and stuff, sort of like a Zelda or whatever, boss fights, all that kind of stuff. But pretty cool, and when I seen this was, you know, a big box for Switch, had to pick it up. Also, this was put out by Devolver Digital, and you know, these games, they always put out some pretty cool games and stuff, and a lot of these, they're not in stores very long, so I figured, you know what, while I'm seeing this, I'm gonna grab it so I don't regret it later. And this next one here is one I had pre-ordered, was anticipating this from the moment that Nintendo showed this off. Looked freaking awesome. I absolutely loved the first game in this franchise. I bought the whatever the special edition was for it back then, early on in the Switch's life, and that is Octopath Traveler. So now we have Octopath Traveler 2. And probably right after this video, I'm going to crack the seal on this game and just get right into it, because I've been waiting for this guy for quite a while. Like I said, as soon as Nintendo announced this, I couldn't wait for it to come out. Didn't want to jump into the demo because I didn't want to, you know, start playing it and then have to wait until the game came out. I just want to play right through this. I love the art style for this with the pixel art. The soundtrack, absolutely awesome. You know, I guess it's a little bit of a different soundtrack. It has some remixes of the songs from the first game, and I'm sure some new ones. But yeah, can't say enough good things about this franchise if you're into like turn-based RPGs. This is some of my favorite turn-based RPG combat. Just the way that it handles in this game, something about it makes you actually feel powerful. You can like skip turns and stuff to basically build up this little meter, and when you do have attacks, they definitely feel impactful, and that's why I think I really enjoy this franchise so much. Besides that killer art style, of course. And this next one, the last one I have here to show you guys, was something I think we were all kind of blown away when Nintendo announced this, and that is Metroid Prime Remastered. I pre-ordered this immediately. I did wind up downloading this digitally, and I did finish it. Absolutely freaking awesome. Such a great game to begin with. I really, you know, enjoyed the fact that they did modern controls on this. To me personally, that's all I've ever wanted. You know, the GameCube with the one controller, you know, the one joystick, whatever, it works, but it's just not, it just doesn't feel right. Something feels missing. And the Wii, with the, you know, the motion tracking and stuff, and the nunchuck, it's okay too, but my arm starts to get tired holding my arm out and stuff to aim at the screen. I understand some people really like that. The cool thing is they have all those features in here. Me personally, I'd rather have the modern, you know, dual analog stick kind of deal. Feels so much better, feels modern, and it makes the game so much freaking smoother and easier to play. Such a fantastic game to begin with. And, you know, one of my favorite franchises, so like I said, this was a no-brainer for me. I was so excited when I seen this. The game looks amazing. You know, basically they went over everything in it. I know people are having a hard time getting a physical copy of this. It drives me nuts how Nintendo does this time and time again, you know, creating these shortages or shipping problems or just whatever. You know, same thing with this, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, the Zelda Collector's Edition. I wasn't able to pre-order it, which drives me mad. And I was on GameStop's website instantly. My buddy Matt from the channel Chill Scissors, you know, let me know about it. I was on there. And I think I was on the site when he actually texted me to let me know it went live. GameStop's website made it hard to even find it. I didn't know, or I probably would have been able to pre-order it, that you had to go to the regular edition and then have you'd have a path for upgrading it. I was like, how ridiculous is that? Like, why wouldn't you just name it its own thing? Because I was looking up specifically the collector's edition. So we'll see what happens. I know I'll get one down the road somehow. That's not even an issue. But it would have been nice to have it on launch day and pay retail for it. But, you know, Nintendo likes to do this stuff time and time again. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, that special edition. It's getting ridiculous with how this stuff is handled. You know, physical copies, I guess I got to get used to the fact that, you know, I guess a lot of these places are banking on people buying this stuff digitally at this point, and it's such a damn shame. It pisses me off. I know it's pissing a lot of you guys off as well. But that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my newest pickups. Let me know in the comments what you picked up lately, what you're playing. I'd love to hear about it, guys. But until next time, have a good one.